New York Democrats are celebrating the confirmation of Ketanji Brown Jackson to the nation's highest court, shattering a glass ceiling. The U.S. Senate voted 53 to 47. She becomes the court's first black woman justice. With more, New York and Washington reporter Kevin Frey.
Even in the darkest times, there are bright lights.
Senator Charles Schumer heaping praise on Ketanji Brown Jackson just moments before the historic vote.
And this nomination is confirmed.
Inside the chamber, Brooklyn Representative Hakeem Jeffries and other members of the Congressional Black Caucus joined in cheering after the vote was made official.
This is a moment I think we all should celebrate.
Bronx Representative Jamal Bowman, a former educator, says this confirmation gives a whole new group of children a new role model. He has his own elementary school-age daughter at home.
You know, you can't be what you can't see. It opens the door for so many conversations that we need to have with our young black girls, and it's going to be happening in schools across the country, which is incredible.
Congresswoman Nydia Velázquez invoked the feeling she had when the Senate confirmed Justice Sonia Sotomayor. A Bronx native, she was the first Latina justice.
This is a moment for black women to see themselves on a monumental step forward towards a court that is more reflective of the diversity of America.
Jackson will not change the court's balance of power, still 6-3 favoring conservatives. But Congressman Mondaire Jones says she can still provide a key perspective on the realities of discrimination, and her dissents in controversial cases could have an impact in their own right.
We know that powerful dissents have the ability to galvanize the American people around injustices that have occurred.
And Kevin's with us now from Capitol Hill. Kevin, this is a retirement, so it's somewhat on Stephen Breyer's schedule here. When can we see Jackson in her chair hearing cases and issuing opinions?
Right, so he's going to be sticking around for at least a couple more months as they finish out this term, so we expect to see her on the bench come this fall, and so then we could start see her issuing opinions as soon as the court really starts rolling them out, typically a few months into the term, so late next fall, possibly early in 2023.
So, my dad was my hockey coach when I was, 7 and 8 years old, and you'd lose a big game, and he would say, you go out there and you shake your hands of the opponents at the end of the game like you mean it. The message was that sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but at the end of it, you can still be civil to each other. The Republicans made a big show of walking out without applauding after the confirmation yesterday. Is that a sign of the way these things are going to go in the future?
Yeah, it was actually a pretty interesting sight because you really just saw Mitt Romney by himself over in the corner applauding. The other two Republicans apparently were somewhere in with the other Democrats as well applauding. But that image of Mitt Romney by himself was quite telling. But yeah, I mean, look, the politics of this has been building over time. This is not a new phenomenon. But there's already this question that's hanging out in the air right now as to if Republicans take control of the Senate, for example, and there is an opening on the Supreme Court in the next 2 years, would anyone that Biden would even put forward even be brought up for consideration? Because look, it's not just a matter of would he or she have the votes. It's a matter of would they even get to the floor. If you remember how Merrick Garland all played out with McConnell just not allowing the process to play.
What does that mean to the potential for a court packing strategy? Could that happen?
I mean, look, some of our New York Democrats, I'm thinking in particular of Mondaire Jones, they are very outspoken in thinking that this court needs to be expanded, even with Ketanji Brown Jackson going onto the court, because the bench is still divided 6-3 favor the conservatives. Quite frankly, that has no real potential path forward right now here on Capitol Hill, given the political makeup and the divides on Capitol Hill. In terms of court packing, some Democrats will actually start arguing if, for example, there is an opening and Republicans refuse to confirm someone, say, in the next 2 years, that's their own way of changing the size of the court by leaving it open, leaving potentially 8 seats filled as opposed to 9.
Kevin, thank you.